Good morning, my name is Nick Lasino. We're here today with Channel 3241, 9:30 a.m. News. Today, we're going to cover a very interesting topic about the conflict of rights between smokers and non-smokers. Did you know that smoke policy has evolved from separate smoking sections to ventilated smoke rooms to 100% smoke-free environments? It's reported that 53,800 people die of secondhand smoke every year. However, smoking bans hurt small business, violate personal property rights, and are detrimental to government tax revenue. Oh my gosh, we have a weather alert with our good weather anchor, Mark.
Thanks, Nick. We have a beautiful day in Columbia, Missouri today. It's real sunny, high of 70 degrees. Air quality is a smiley face, as you see, because of the smoking ban that has been instituted. You know, just quick fact about the smoking ban, actually. According to the CDC, restaurants and bars located in smoke-free cities have 82% less indoor air pollution than those cities that allow smoking. It's a pretty significant reduction, if you ask me. In 2006, the Surgeon General confirmed that secondhand smoke has an immediate adverse effect on the cardiovascular system and increases chances for coronary heart disease and lung cancer. Some pretty scary diseases, if you ask me. Reports concluded that there is no safe level of exposure to secondhand smoke, and that establishing smoke-free environments is the only way to prevent exposure. Since smoking bans have been enacted between 1999 and 2012, the CDC reports non-smokers' exposure to secondhand smoke was reduced by half. Back to you, Nick.
That's alarming stuff, Mark. Now we're going to move to our local correspondent, Elliot, here with the Columbia City Ordinance on the smoking ban. Elliot?
Hello, how's it going? I'm a local correspondent. So, the idea of the new smoking ban, which raises the age limit of tobacco products, was originally introduced at a Columbia City Council meeting on September 15th, 2014. Since then, the proposed ordinance has raised some pressing arguments. Councilwoman Ginny Chadwick proposed raising the age limit at which retailers could sell their tobacco products to 21 from 18. In the rest of the state, the current age is still 21, even right outside of Columbia city limits in places like Ashland. Chadwick originally said when proposing the ordinance that 90% of smokers began smoking at 18 or younger. She also said those who smoked underage received their cigarettes from 18 to 21 years old. Advocates for the new Tobacco 21 ordinance, like Councilwoman Chadwick, argue that Missouri, having the most lax tobacco tax in the country, encourages teenagers to take up tobacco products at a younger age, even when they're younger than 18. The Missouri State Charter prohibits municipalities from increasing the tobacco tax, but the City of Columbia could still increase the age limit. But the question remains, will this really prevent more young adults from smoking cigarettes, or is it just another obstacle that violates the interests of smokers? It would seem that the most immediate positive impact of this ordinance is preventing high school students who turn 18 while still in school from buying tobacco products and selling it to their peers. However, they can still most likely get cigarettes from a friend who's over 21. According to one MU student under 21, the ordinance just means that he's spending more money outside of the Columbia city limits in places like Ashland. This student estimates that he's spending around $100 that would otherwise be spent in Columbia.
Wow, Elliot, now that's really something. Now we're going to move on over to our ethical correspondent, Josh.
So New Yorkers saw a similar proposal in 2013, but many New Yorkers, when interviewed, saw it as an attack on the maturity and self-determination of youth. Basically, the consensus was that you can't force people to be healthy, and nobody wants a health czar telling them what to do. Nevertheless, public health officials, and politicians are forcing their will upon society, pushing people around based upon overstepping their own authority. In doing so, they violate the individual rights and the responsibility of people for their own health. Furthermore, smoking bans have a detrimental effect on small businesses in the local economy. Small businesses see less traffic, and they're forced to discriminate against smokers, making it not a very hospitable environment for them. They should have the right to decide for themselves whether to allow smoking on their own establishments. And so smoking has been declining on its own as a form of social change. And so this goes to show that people can and will decide to live healthy lives. So my argument is that education at a young age to prevent them from smoking in the first place is more effective than a ban that violates people's rights.
No kidding, Josh. That's some crazy stuff. I'd also like to mention the financials. Smoking bans have a major impact on government tax revenue. In 1998, 1 year before smoking bans were enacted in the United States, the government collected $528.5 billion in cigarette taxes. In 2013, the government collected only $43.9 billion. Also, due to lawsuits, tobacco companies agreed to pay 46 states an astounding $243 billion over a 25-year period and $18 billion a year in perpetuity after that. If we pass laws forcing smokers to change their behavior for their own good, we need to ask, where do we stop? Do we pass laws against smoking in private homes, against frying food indoors, eating the wrong kinds of food, eating too much, weighing too much, drinking too much? Where do we stop, guys? That's where I come into this. Thank you very much. This has been Channel 3241 News. Have a great morning.